Hi, I'm Austin from CoachCom. I want to take a few minutes today to show you what it's going to look like when you get your new Cobalt PLUS system. In the top of the case, you're going to notice our game day guide. This is our quick start guide to help you get set up with the system. In the large area of the case down here, we've got headset storage. So depending on what you bought, you're going to have single ear headsets or double ear headsets in whatever combination you chose to buy. In the top of the system here, we've got our belt pack storage. Each slot has an individual belt pack. Over in this area here is your USB charger. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to power all these belt packs up. So I'm going to pull these out one at a time, and I'm going to press and hold my power button right on the front of the belt pack. It's going to take about 3 to 4 seconds. You'll notice the display powers up there and comes on. So I'm just going to lay these out on the table one at a time. So once I get my headsets powered on, I'm looking for the one that says home or away on the display. That is my master pack, and it's waiting for me to select home or away. So I'm going to use the plus or minus buttons on the side of the belt pack, which are also my volume buttons. We'll talk about more in a little while. So I can toggle between home or away. I'm going to choose home because I'm playing at home today. If I was playing on the road and I was the visitor, I would always choose away. So I'm going to choose home. I'm just going to press and hold the mode button that's right next to the power, and it's going to go right away to the main display. So as soon as it goes to the main display, I'm going to look over at the top left, and I'm looking for the signal indicator. It's a signal bar indicator that looks a lot like a cell phone signal indicator. If you have the bars, the full 3 bars, 4 bars, then that tells me I'm logged into the system and this pack is working as a part of this system. Now that I've got my system powered on, I'm ready to start plugging headsets in. Now when I do this, I really want to push it in and make sure it's clicked in all the way and seated all the way into that belt pack, which that is. Now, I could plug this in either way as long as it's really plugged into that pack. I want to have this kind of on the side of my hip. That way, if I'm standing on the sideline, if the coach's box is in front of me, I'm going to have good line of sight from my belt pack up to the coach's box. If it happens to be behind me, again, I've got good line of sight between this belt pack and the belt packs in the coach's box behind me. All right, so now I want to walk you through all the buttons on your belt pack. So if I take my belt pack off here, on the side of the pack over here, the plus minus button, that's actually your up and down for your volume. So moving around to the front of the belt pack, we mentioned it earlier, that's your talk on and off. Right above that, I've got my power button on one side, so press and hold that for 3 to 4 seconds to turn the power on and off. Right next to that is your mode. Press and hold that for 3 to 4 seconds to go into the menu. And then on the top of the belt pack is actually your channel switch. So if I've got multiple channels, maybe I've got an offense and a defense channel, or I've got an offense A and an offense B, I use this button to switch between the channels. And as I switch channels, you'll see it on the display here go from, for this, defense A to offense A, for example. So depending on how your system is configured, each one of these packs will have a unique ID, what we call an ID. And if you're looking at the pack display at the top of the pack, it'll actually tell you what ID this pack is. The head users can actually switch between offense and defense. So they have access to both groups of channels. The defensive packs only have access to the defensive channels. Offensive packs only have access to the offensive channels. So when I'm setting this system up and I'm using this system for a game, I want to make sure I have my head 0, which is what we call the master pack. I want my head 0 on the field. And I always want him on the field. Generally, he's going to be the head coach, but he doesn't have to be. I want him on the field because he's in a central area and he's got best line of sight to the rest of the coaches on the field, and he's got best line of sight to the coach's box, whether I'm the home team or the away team. Don't ever wear your pack in the coach's box on your hip and then sit down at a table. You're going to end up blocking that. It's going to be behind a wall. You're going to have poor performance. So you always want to make sure you've got good line of sight between the coach's box and the field. I wanted to take just a minute and go through a few common troubleshooting steps should you need them. One of the common things that we hear is, I've got a coach, I can't hear the coach. So the things you want to do first are make sure that headset's pushed in all the way. You just go push on it and make sure it's clicked in. The next thing to do is make sure that boom is down. So the boom's got to be down, that's off, that's on. And then the last thing is make sure your talk is on. So if your talk's on, headset's all the way in, boom's down, they should be hearing that coach. Something else that we hear occasionally is maybe you're hearing some static on the system, or maybe one user is hearing static. So the first thing I want to do if somebody's complaining of static is I want to go unplug the headset of the person that is actually reporting the static. So I'll unplug that headset from the system and then listen to see if the other users still hear the static. If they still hear the static, then we're going to slowly start unplugging one headset at a time from the system. Chances are it's one headset, and it could be a bad headset where a cord has been damaged or something like that that's causing the issues. Thanks for your Cobalt Plus purchase. If we can help any way, please feel free to give us a call or visit our website. Thank you.